Well, hello.
Hello, everyone. Great Monday morning. It has been a beautiful sunny weekend
That it was.
after the crazy rain passed. Although, there's crazy Arctic freezing cold temperature in the Midwest.
But it's a great example how life is full of extremes, right? We had crazy rain, crazy cold, and then we spent the afternoon in San Diego yesterday. It was hot.
Super hot.
Sunburn, super hot. So life is full of extremes.
Exactly.
So, Diana, today we are talking about...
A very important topic, especially
Well,
that now.
they're all important
Yeah, I know,
topics.
but especially now that we're heading into 2019, almost January is ending. February after the Super Bowl, historically the real estate market is picking up. I don't know what's the kind of reason for it. It's really bizarre, but it is what it is. It's not after the holidays. It's always after Super Bowl weekend. So get ready. And today we're going to talk about mastering your craft, mastering
the art of real estate.
the art of real estate.
Right.
How to be top of your game, how to be a virtuoso of real estate.
For those who didn't understand that word, that was virtuoso.
A master.
Right. But the idea is that we all believe that we can be great at things, right?
Yes.
And real estate seems like one of those things where you could just do it. You get your license, you get the title realtor, and now you're in the business.
Yes,
does that
so it's a
make you
very
good at it?
it's a very easy way to get into this business, but it's really hard to, I guess, to survive in the business.
Right.
I think in many other, a sales job or any sort of creative job, because it's not a 9 to 5 job. It's not a job that you just go in, check out. It's it's a lifestyle. It is a lifestyle, and it's a constant, ongoing change, keeping up with the trends. You need to be very aware of what's going on at all times. So it's really not just a regular 9 to 5 job, but how to be a master of anything. It's kind of contains of 3-step. It's a 3-step process. So today we're gonna discover the 3-step process.
We are the 3 steps. Do we do the 3 steps, Diana?
Of course, I think so. I mean, everybody who does anything successfully, anybody who succeeds in anything, they follow these 3 steps, even though maybe they're not consciously doing it, but that's just how it becomes. Nobody wakes up in the morning and becomes a superstar at anything.
But that's the whole thing we always need to remind ourselves of. Is taking one class. It's no different than you deciding, and when I say you, I don't mean you, but I mean the great unwashed you. People out there in the world. You decide you want to be great as an artist. You want to learn to watercolor. You want to learn to whatever. You may have some natural skills, but to become great takes practice and effort.
Yeah, but
practice.
so the number 1 step, let's just discover the number 1 step.
Sorry, discovery.
Is the discovery. Which means that you discover what needs to be done. You research what needs to be done. If it's a sport that you are passionate about, you obviously have some talent for it. But it doesn't mean that the next day you're going to be good at it. So you need to know what needs to be done to succeed in it. And same thing in real estate. So it comes to me that, every week I interview people who become real estate agents. They pass the test. Here I am, and I start talking to them, and tell them about obviously business, and we're chit-chatting. 75% of the agents, they don't actually understand what this business is about. All they see is that we sell homes, and that's not the case.
What's the most common thing we hear from people?
Yes.
Why they become a realtor?
Because I like pretty homes, and you make so much money.
I like pretty homes. So the minute we hear, I like pretty homes, we pretty much know that person is never, ever.
No. I'm not saying they're never going to succeed, but I need to kind of calculate their mind that this is not what this business is about.
Well, it means as a personality, they're so superficial about their approach to the business.
Well, because they didn't do the discovery, which
Right.
means it tells me that it shows that they didn't do the research. They didn't know what needs to be done. They didn't know. They didn't do. How much money they need. They didn't know. What is this business about?
Okay, wait. Again, sorry to keep interrupting,
Yes.
but that's my nature. Money. How much money do you need if you want to become an agent? What do you need in your bank account before you venture off to be an agent? And we're
Yes.
making the assumption that you're talking full-time agents, right? Because if you're a part-time agent, you're not in the business. You need to be in whatever you do. You're in it to win it.
Correct. And even if you're a seasoned agent, I would say you have to have a minimum of 6 months to a year of savings, meaning that, surviving, you need to pay the bills, you need to keep,
Right.
yourself alive. That's the minimum, 6 months to a year. And on top of it, obviously, you need to have a budget for marketing. This business is purely about sales. It's about marketing, because this business is about selling yourself. It's a contact business. All you do is sell yourself day in, day out.
Absolutely.
The house is just kind of a byproduct, which is it's a beautiful thing. It's a
Right.
beautiful, item to sell, but it's the product. What you sell is yourself, your skills, your mastering.
Well, people
skills.
fall in love with you as much as they fall in love with the house.
Exactly.
Right.
So now let's go into the next step, which is gonna be the effort. How much effort you put into the discovery, what you discover that you need to research, you need to learn, you need to adopt, you need to apply it, you need to learn these skills. And this is huge, the effort that, everybody succeeds. For instance, I was just listening to Scott Hamilton, great interview with even today the most decorated male ice skater in America, and he fell 41,000 times. 41,000 times, and
Let's
which
get a
means that
reaction
he
shot.
got up.
Reaction shot.
What? Which means that he got up 41,000 times. So, and he had many roadblocks, especially that he's, not the average size. He's a little bit shorter. Everybody told him that you are too short to become successful. And he proved everybody wrong. The
Well,
reason
again,
being
let's just-
because he did.
Wait, Diana. Sidetrack again. Sorry. Let's do a little momentary sidetrack. An important note in your own brain, no matter what field you're in, whether it's real estate, marriage, I don't care what it is, be true to yourself. If someone says you're too short, someone says you're too whatever, don't believe it. If you are true to yourself, fight it. Break the rules. So Scott Hamilton is a great
Because he had
example
the
of...
passion. So he obviously when he had all these roadblocks, and everybody has these roadblocks, and it makes you think that, okay, everybody has this voice in the back of their head. I had this voice in the last 2 weeks.
Every
I thought I'm
human.
going to lose my mind.
Well, real estate is not a friendly business.
It's not a friendly business. A lot of things happen, and you're dealing with people, and they hurt your feelings, and you are a human being. So, but it's really a mental business. But at the end of the day, if you have passion for something, and you believe in something, and you believe in sales, you believe in the ability that you can make this, you can do this. This is something that you believe in, and you want to do for the rest of your life. Then you do it. You research it, you do it, and no matter what happens, how many times you fall, and that's the other thing. You need to be. The more you fall, the better you're gonna get, the stronger you're gonna get.
Well, it also goes back to even something as simple as skiing. If you're not falling as you're going down the slope, you might be a good skier. You're not improving.
Yes.
You don't improve until you fall.
So for instance, yesterday, just this little side note, yesterday we had a soccer tournament with our son, and we live in Southern California. Obviously, I'm coming from, I grew up in communism, and Hungary was a really kind of
black and white
country. So I had a great childhood, but it was pretty black and white. So to me, to raise kids in America, it's a whole different experience. Well, so I call him the prince of the Roberts family. But anyhow, yesterday we had a soccer tournament. And, I always kind of push him to become more aggressive and kind of push it to the edge, the very, very edge. And I want to see his effort. I don't care if they lose or win. I don't. Actually, at the end of the day, I don't care.
Let me say it.
But
our son got a yellow card.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I want to see the effort, what he puts in. So I'm the screaming mom on the sideline in Hungarian, constantly yelling at him. It makes him kind of agitated but crazy.
He gets pretty upset. Yeah.
But he got a yellow card, and I was so proud of it that finally he got something, which is obviously not a good thing, but for me, in our world, it's the best thing ever he would gotten, because he showed that he was aggressive. He wanted to win it. He was there. He was fighting, and he did everything in his power to kick the other kids off.
Out of the way. Well, wait. Let me sidetrack. And in this PC world we're in, which is PC is great, and being nice to each other is really important. But there are limits to everything. After the match, and again, this was very, very minor. After the match, the other father from the other team came by and nicely said, your son shouldn't have done that. Okay, so if our kids aren't competitive and they're playing soccer, what do they end up doing? They all get a trophy, and you get a trophy, and you get a trophy.
No, this whole trophy winning America is crazy.
Win.
Life is not about trophies, actually. So not about trophies. So anyways, I was really proud of him. So he was obviously very upset. And I think by this morning, he kind of calmed down, and I think hopefully at the end of the day, he realizes that, his mom and dad.
We were so proud of him.
It's great, because obviously I was the only one maybe who said, wow, this is fantastic. So anyway, you need to do your majority of your day. It has to be the effort and the ability. When you learn the skills, and obviously what to learn. So you need to keep up with the trends. You need to know what's going on in this business. You need to follow people. You need to watch super powerful, successful people. So for instance, I love watching regularly 60 Minutes. That's kind of my crazy mantra, because it always showcases crazy topics, good topics, fantastic people. I love
TED Talks, anywhere you can
TED
expose
Talks,
yourself
masterclass.
to smart people.
You have to, because inspiration has to come somewhere. You don't just wake up and have inspiration. No, it comes. Somebody makes you feel some way. Somebody gives you an idea. You need to be aware of your environment, your surroundings, your business. This is, I keep saying it over and over again. It is a lifestyle, because everything what you do comes back to you and your inspiration, motivation, and now with this social media crazy cool world, you can actually express it and put your own stamp on things, which means that you get the inspiration, you're not copying it, but it inspires you, and then you kind of relate it to your own kind of version of it. And you share it, and I think this is what makes you a unique individual. And at the end of the day, people, that's why they're gonna follow you, they like you, and hopefully do business with you. So it's an absolutely constant process, and minimum an hour a day you have to put in the effort. You have to put in the practice every single day, including weekends.
Let's wrap it back to real estate, Diane.
Yes.
Okay, so you have your top 3 things you want to kind of hit on here. You
the discovery.
Discovery of
research.
Of
know
who you are,
what
your
needs
business,
to be done.
What tools you need.
Exactly.
So if you want to
how
become
much
a golf
money
pro,
you need.
you decide, I'm going to be a golf pro. Mm-hmm. Well, you need to discover what that means. Where are the golf pros training?
Yes.
Who trains?
So usually,
who's your coach?
Okay, anything in life comes with the passion. You have passion for something. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a ballet dancer. A classical ballet dancer, and I was so passionate about it. I was actually crazy about it. Everything in my life was about dancing. Unfortunately, my body was not the perfect cut for dancing, and they told me early on, but I never gave up, and it kind of gave me my whole platform for, I think, my life.
Right.
That I had passion for it, and
but wait, let's go back to
it
that. You told me in the past there was one woman who evaluated you, and she was the Hungarian expert on ballet dancers.
Right, but I
And
think
she
the other day she was right because I'm not super
maybe,
skinny,
but
I'm
if you-
not super tall.
But right, but you go back to the Scott Hamilton model. One person looked at your body type and said, "Niet." She was, I think, may have been Russian. I don't know.
Yes.
She said it's not going to work for you. You'd be better off baking cakes, right? So she sent you away from ballet, and your family listened, and you listened, and that was the end of a passion you had.
Yes.
That one person killed your passion. We believe don't let anybody.
But they didn't keep my passion, actually.
Well, they stop you from.
Yeah, it stopped me to become a professional ballet dancer. But
Right.
if I would be a professional ballet dancer, I wouldn't be here.
Well, that's a whole different conversation.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. And
So-
you wanted to be a cyclist, so
Well,
and
that's
you,
a whole different. I was horrible.
yeah, but you loved it.
I did love it, but we didn't have a similar system to Hungary and communist countries where there really was a sports mechanism that if you
Yeah.
were good at it, you had a great life as a sports professional.
Yeah.
Because that was the way the country showed off that they were a great country by having these amazing athletes. Okay, so we talked about you have
The
to
discovery.
do your research, your research and discovery of the field you're going into.
You have to put the effort
But let's
in
bring it
it.
into real estate.
Okay.
Okay, so in real estate,
Yes, in real estate, I mean, we talked about it. So in real
Okay.
estate, the discovery is what needs to be done, what skills you need to learn, how much money you need, what is this whole business is about. Especially if you are new to this business, this is the minimum you guys have to figure out before you even attend any sort of real estate class, before you even pass any sort of test. And after you actually pass the test, you need to discover, you need to research what kind of companies are out there, what fits for you, and you need to adopt it to yourself. What is who you are, how you can be successful. The number two is the effort that you put in.
Right.
And it has to be done every single day, including weekends. And everybody who becomes successful at anything is the cumulative effort that they put in. It's not just like a one-time effort. It's not like, hey, I'm winning the lottery tomorrow because I bought a ticket. There is no free ride. So
Very true.
everything needs to be the effort, the regular habits, the daily habits that you develop.
okay.
And the number three is the ability, which means you need to practice it. You need to evolve, especially in this business. If you don't evolve, you're gonna disappear.
Okay, let's talk about evolution today. There's evolution and revolution, right?
Yeah.
Real estate typically doesn't have any sort of revolution. There's no revolutionary components to real estate. A lot of
It's the
technology,
evolution. Technology is definitely a huge component in
but
this
it's not
business.
revolutionary. It's evolutionary.
Evolutionary, because
Right.
it takes over, a period of time. But right now the trend is, all these mega conglomerates, brokerages are buying up all the big gigantic old-time.
Well, Compass, for example, has used their investment money, which is billions,
Yes.
to buy out existing brokerages underneath the Compass name. And
Yes.
they're doing a beautiful job to date of
Exactly.
making a really pretty and compelling story
Absolutely.
about Compass.
Absolutely. Zillow, Trulia completely changed the platform, how we do research and how we sustain and exist in this business.
Well, yeah, that's a whole, again, that's 10 hours of conversation right
No,
there.
I know, but these things, obviously. Number three, to me, especially in the last 2-3 years, it started probably 5 years ago, but especially the past year or two, and it's never going to go away. It's social media. In the South Bay of Los Angeles, south of the airport, I still feel like in 2019, a handful of agents have a consistent social media profile. It's shocking to me. It's absolutely shocking. And I think the impact is going to be felt more so in the next 2020, 21, 22 on, when they can keep up with the trend. If you're not evolving, if you're not knowing what's going on, and it's not in your bubble, I'm not saying in your own zip code, you need to look outside of your zip. New York, San Francisco,
For examples.
London. Huh?
Well, that's another great point, Diana. In kind of wrapping this up, we were hitting our kind of time limit
Yes.
here. So many things in life, when you see someone who's great at something, and they're doing, if your sport is soccer and you're pretty good at it, and you play weekend soccer with the other dads, or your kids play soccer, who do you look to as examples of great soccer? The professional players.
Absolutely.
If you're a photographer, who do you look to? The professional photographers
Yeah.
who are great, who make beautiful photography, or
Yeah.
whatever it is. In real estate, we all need to look to the person making the $1 million a year, the $10 million a year, the $100 million a year. There aren't very many of those, but they're out there.
Yes,
You look
but
to
you
them
need to
and you
know
say,
who
what
they
are
are.
doing?
You need to do the research. You need to know who they are in your market area or outside of your market area. And I think with social media today, it's a fantastic way to grow and to look up to.
Right. We're not saying go ahead and copy somebody, but look to a different market than your own and find out who the winner in that market is in real estate, and really educate yourself on what they are doing and how you can apply maybe some of their lessons to your business, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You don't have to go this alone. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. The wheel's been invented. You're in a place where everything's available to you. You just need to make sure you're choosing the right options.
Absolutely. So, and Blake and I practice this every single day. I'm on social media not because I'm watching crazy ass shows. I mean,
I am.
I do it because I want to know what's going on around me and what's going on in other markets. What is the trend? What people do? What people say? What inspires me, and I read books. I watch different, cool, inspirational stories.
Let me take an aside. So recently, I sometimes rediscover the value of social media, the value of online videos, and part of my discovery is when I find something new I want to do. And whether, again, learning how to use an application that we use in our business for our online videos like this, or in this case, what I want to show you quickly is Diana and I, one of our social marriage things, and it will sound very peculiar, we like to wash our cars together.
Yes,
so
it's weird.
It is
but
weird.
It's really cool.
But we do it. So on the weekends, we allocate 2 to 3 hours to wash our cars together. And we have nice cars, and we don't want to ruin them by not washing them the right way. So we investigated how to wash cars correctly, and I'm just going to show you quickly.
So Blake is a pro at it.
Well, we went to a couple of websites that have amazing social media, and I'm showing them on the screen now. For those who are watching via Twitter, I'm sorry you don't see it, but the websites are chemicalguys.com and ammonyc.com, ammonyc.com. These are two companies that sell car washing waxes and soaps and goodies. And the only reason I'm showing it to you is it is a great example of a business that has said, we're going to use social media to showcase how you as an individual can be an expert at this, right?
So the same thing happened with us. It inspired Blake and I to absolutely redo our website, even though websites are anxious history.
Right.
But it's still your face to the world.
We're much more social media centric.
And we give you all this great content and advice, and we share what we learned or experiences, because, at the end of the day, that makes you an amazing success, an amazing individual, and is your experience. The experience cannot be bought. It has to be learned. It takes time, and that's what makes anybody a successful person.
Right.
So.
It's not just experience. It's training. You need to look at this. You're always in training.
Yes.
The training never goes away. And training the best athletes, the best the best in almost any field. They have a mentor or a coach. There's somebody on the outside reminding them, here's a better way to stay in shape. It's accountability. It's we say these same words all the time, but it's all true. Okay, so let's wrap this baby up, Diana.
Yes.
Thank you for those who have joined us. We kind of have a record on Twitter. We've never had this many viewers, so this is kind of exciting. So again, we're getting lots of wave comments. Thank you to those out there watching, and to those in the Great Unwashed on that live stream and on YouTube and on other locations.
On everywhere, whatever there is out there, we are there.
Thank you so much for joining us today. And this is every Monday at approximately 10:30. We will have some new and exciting topic for you.
Yes, and please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere you can find us, and feel free to ask questions. We are here to help and advise.
So thank you again.
Have a great week.
And have a lovely and wonderful week.